Hello everyone, I am Lazy Grouse and welcome to Wildermyth. Wildermyth is a story-based tactical RPG and I freaking love this game. It's very reminiscent of a board game RPG and I figured I'll make an episode to basically showcase the game and show it why it's great. So basically you play as a party of adventurers and go out to save the world as you do as adventurers. And you can do that over a bunch of different campaigns and even procedurally generated ones. The others are like written campaigns with really interesting stories, but we're gonna play a little bit of the Age of Ulstrix because it starts with a tutorial and goes into, well, a normal campaign afterwards. So we're gonna play the beginning of this on Tragic Hero, and there we go. And we're gonna make our adventuring group first. So either you can go in here and really customize everything about your characters, or you can just hit reroll a bunch of times and reroll until you find someone that you want to play as. But I'm gonna randomize these guys a little bit until I find some people that I'm happy with, and then we'll come back with a finished party. Okay, so here we have our party. We have John Luff, the aloof leader, Sable, the hot-headed greed wagon, and Daedell, decisive loner. So let's just start the campaign. So between like combats and overworld stuff, we have these little stories. So this book, there's room in it for another story. It's cold, I'm stuck here. Why not scribble in a book anyway? No one's going to read it. That'll make this the beginning. Here in my yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. Weighed only by unwieldy list of errands, a young man named Janlof takes the seasonal road to the town of Fostermood. I'll have to get the news from Master Affleck. He'll want to hear the hill rumors too. All these omens and sky readings. Pick up salt, pick up bear, pick up her book. That'll be useful. That's all on my way back though. Could always use a rope. Breeze is light that day. Birds are timid. In fact, the whole world is taking a breath, ready to leap into the sea. I'm there already, huh? Here's the hard part, getting Sable out of the house. Wonder if her bread baking idea ever worked out, or her dice game. Or if she bought that press, or... Is that smoke? Fluttering flames roost among the far-off rooftops. John Love hurries towards the town, thinking of Sable, a young woman whom he's known since boyhood. And we can either choose if they're rivals, friends, or romantic. And I'm gonna go with friendship. Sable, you alright? I'll get you out, just make a little noise. So, this is basically the combat part, but we're not gonna fight anything just yet. We're just gonna learn how to move around and do stuff. So it's a turn-based tactical game, and we got a couple of actions each turn. So each of these, well, let's say diamonds, is an action, and then we have a swift action, which is the feather. When there's green diamonds, it's just one action, and if it's red, it will end our turn. So we're just gonna put out the blazes. What the blazes? And I just love the art style. It's very charming. It makes it look like a storybook, and I really like that. So let's open the door, and her house is still standing at least. Sable, can we put this fire out? Come on outside. Help me. He doesn't know. Why is no one? The door unlocks. Sable shoves it open. Hey, do you not smell I smell the smoke. Get inside. Your bow. Yeah, there's things in the streets. Did you see any? Like monsters? I don't know. I've got one trapped behind... Garoo! Behind the house. Well, staying put's not a plan, sorry to say. Right, so here, I've got some tools around. You're stronger than I am. You can swing something pretty good. I bet we can at least drive it off. So we can either pick a pitchfork, a pickaxe, or a frying pan. And I like the frying pan because he doesn't seem to understand why he picked it. And that's just funny to me. Whatever it is, we can beat it. Just be ready when we open the door. It's a row. So let's just move over there. And I guess we can't open the door because that ended our turn. And let's just go outside and see where the row is. So it shouldn't be able to reach us and attack because we're pretty far away. So that's pretty good. So now we can just move up and slam it. Hey, very good. And we're also gonna get a bunch of experience, which, well, eventually we'll level up. Well, actually, I guess we do it now because we actually have to get our class, so we get a level to start with. So we can get Backslam, Raider, or Shield Share. And Backslam is pretty good since it's a swift action, so it's a free attack basically. And the more armor we have, the more damage it will do, so I guess we can pick that. Shield Share is pretty good too, which just cuts up someone's armor, but let's go with Backslam. And Sable Bode is now a Greenhorn Hunter, and she can have Thornfang, where we can refund an action point if we do a melee kill, but we're probably gonna shoot more. At least I found hunters don't do that well in melee combat. Ember Arrow is only when we stand next to fire, so I think Crippling Strike is best just to keep things away. And we get Tiger Shard Sash, which increases accuracy. So, what accuracy does our guys have? 110 melee and 105 ranged. Let's give Sable some, because she's apparently not that great at hitting compared to our fighter. I just shot a monster. I hit it, didn't I? Did I hit it? Lie to me if you have to. Well, I guess you hit it, even though you didn't attack at all. The creature's death is quiet. It seems to slip from life in a few stunned, hazy blinks. They'll spend a piece of the day getting the flames under control. The damage isn't as bad as it could have been. Townfolks emerge from hiding to fight fires and clear debris, some full of curiosity, others visibly haunted by what they've seen. We should go. Daedell is alone. It's quite possible she needs our help. Daedell? She's at that ruined tower by now. Anyway, what about my house? No one's gonna steal your stuff. Daedell will be waiting for us. What happened today could be happening everywhere, couldn't it? Something about that tower is just stuck in my mind. It's like when you get apple skin in your teeth. Is it really? Yeah? Anyway, I just think... We said we'd meet her. We should... and we should. The tower is in the hills. You been there? Yeah, once. Actually, looking at the tracks, they've come and they go that direction. Janloff and Sable follow the pounded path to the monstrous feet, hoping for the best and dreading every other possibility. And considering that that Sable didn't really want to go and save her, we're gonna put her as rivals. And those relationship that we just picked is they're both gonna show up in the little story bits that we have in between stuff, but they're also useful in combat since they get a little bonus depending on like if someone attacked a person they like and so on. So it's cute. A wordless little while passes between them, but the quiet only heightens their worry. I know you don't exactly get along with Daedell these days. Maybe not. No. You know what it is? It's like today. While we clean up what I'm going to assume was her mess, I bet that glum weirdo's up there now, without a care in the world. So this is the overworld, and we do a little bit scouting and other stuff here. Oh, that's not how you do it. Oh right, they're already there. Never mind. So we pick a bunch of people to do a certain action. They go there and time passes. And then when they're done, the little thing happens. The previous night, the tower where Daedell had arranged to meet Janloff and Sable is a place where she often used to escape to as a girl. She knows its rooms and floors so well, she could survive being chased through them. And now I wait, I suppose. Dusk gets deep in these as rain pulls in here. Alive is alive. Better have a plan if that beast breaks through. You're not so bad, are you, beast? Guff, snufferlurk. At least you're not loud. The tower is an heirloom of an earlier people. The locals have lost the legend of it. There's an elden dignity in the stones. They stand for standing. Wait, what? Stand for standing, though it seems they guard nothing. But as the old will tell you, precious things go overlooked in a ruin. What lodges amidst the bones of failure is often the dream that drove it. That book. Why have I never... Growth. Easy there. I guess you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, huh, beast? I'm also wondering. The book is heavier than its slender spine suggests. Look at all this. It's full of strange stories, the folklore of a folk long forgotten. The candlelight leaping. Strikes no significant bell. It's the weird story of a child watching candlelight against the ceiling and wishing herself through it to a far realm without grown-ups. The Coinclaw bear and the Benstrom fox? It's mostly a conversation between a miserly bear and a traveling fox. In the final sentence, the fox stamps the bear's souls into a coin and sends her around the world on the current of exchange. The Fostermood quilters tells of an assembly of very old people who, instead of dying, take up quilting. They live together, speaking rarely, making magnificent quilts. Quilts, not quills. Daedal reaches the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages are left. This book. Something in her feels like it's coming loose, but she can't tell exactly what. There's a room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. That'll make this the beginning. Here, in my yondering country, Daedal writes, words are ready. Omens have formed in the fabrics of everything, and she begins to recognize them now. Some are just misgivings. They have crept through her body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Other are more substantial. Now they seem lightning pain, a promise of thunder. For in the wild black woods there were birds once belled. Where? Oh, whatever. A hateful silence churns. Pain lights Daedal's head. Subsides. I made it to morning? She lowers her bleary eyes. Her story lies before her in luminous script. Empty pages have sprouted behind it. Why do I feel powerful? She pulls the spoon from her pocket. She slides a branch from the rubble. It's sturdy. It has a palm-loving twist. Let's go with a staff. Well, beast, it's time I'm getting out of here. So, now we're gonna learn how the magic works in this game, because we're playing as a mystic, the spellcaster. So basically, we don't have normal spells, but we interfuse with objects around the environment. And that's our spells. So, for example, table here. It has Splinter Blast, which we can use to just explode on him, like so. And objects often destroys from it, because they have an HP pool, like 4 out of 4. And different spells cost different health, basically. But we can try the Bone Lance here, do a bunch of damage. There we go. And I think it's a really neat spell system, because it relies a lot on which environment you're in. And speaking of which, I'm not a fan of these. Because there's a bunch of different skills you can get for the mystics. And some of these are very specific to what you interfuse with and what spells you cast. And some of them are very specific, so you barely ever get to use it. So, like Mythweaver. It statues, garbs, books, and textiles. You're often fighting in caves and woods, so this doesn't work often. Humanist is basically if you fight in a village. And I guess Naturalist is okay. Honestly, if we had some legacy points, which are basically like points that you use for a bunch of stuff, I would probably re-roll this because I don't like these skills. But we're probably gonna go Naturalist because trees and plants are very common. So let's go for that. And some bonus damage. And I feel like this is the wrong character for that because I don't think it works on spells. But yeah, just in case. We might hit something with our staff once in a while. More monsters roam the ruined halls, and rattles the rotting furniture. But Daedal moves quietly, sensing her way in the dark. Daylight lands on her wrist, cool wind soothes her tired eyes. I'm still allowed to live? She closes the tower door, gentle to make no noise. That was the Mystic's arts I just did, right? Tower? Where'd I get it from? Could it have just happened? Is it just one of those things? Things a woman born with that might blossom in her life when she needs them? Someday I could listen to the bookcase, talk to the flame. I feel the sweetness in that onion plant. Daedal? Of course, this means I've got some new responsibilities suddenly. First one's maybe to figure out my limits. Daedal? You bunkhead? Hey Daedal, something happened? Johnlove? Yes, sorry, Sable's voice just bounced off my ear sometimes. Johnlove and I only barely made it. Yeah, see that smoke on the horizon? That's from the town. Yeah, that's Foster Mood. It burned? Garoo! Things are different than they were. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen something quite like this. A monster? Sure we have. We slay monsters. Okay, well, I do magic. Okay. Yeah, so these entire maps are always random. So even if this is a pre-written adventure, the maps are still random. So that's pretty neat. So you can still replay campaigns you've done because they will be different. And our quest right now is to assault Saintly's post. So we're gonna clear out the tower, I guess. So then we just click assault, pick which guys we're gonna use to assault, and let's go. We fight as a group. We lean a little on our ability to strike at range, maybe. Sound good? A perfect understanding isn't likely to emerge. What these beasts are, where they came from, what drove them to attack the town in Fostermood, but letting them nest here feels like the wrong idea. Input's absolutely welcome. It's necessary for us to feel good about this. Sure, well, back at my house it was pretty simple. Kill the beast and before it kills you. Or I just came out of there. If we're methodical, patient, we can fend them off at least. Nah, we killed them before, we can do it again. It's easy. So depending on what we choose, we get a little modifier. So all heroes does 2 extra damage / potency. Potency is basically bonus damage for skills and spells. And we get a raccoon and a roe. So we're gonna... Sable doesn't have any quick actions, or swift actions I guess, so we're gonna use her to open the door. Okay, there's nothing in there anyway. So I guess we'll... No, go on. Just gonna move in with him first, because he is the tank. See where they are. Okay, nothing. I'm guessing they're pretty far inside then, so just move in. I guess they're both in this little room then. Yeah, probably. Let's just go and reveal them. Oh, there's a door in between. That's why they haven't come out. We'll just group up in front of the door and... Surprise, bitches! And let's just walk in and smack these. I thought it was a... Oh, right, we have already done a swift action, so this turns into a normal action. Right. So, hit the raccoon. No. Okay. Don't hit the raccoon then. And we can't shoot through, so we gotta hit the row. And let's see. We can shackle. This is shark trap, which lays traps, and... Ooh, discus. That's a good one. That's a good trick. Oh, actually Steel Fire is also pretty good, because we can hit both of them with it. And... Ah, you walked in fire like an idiot. So, that was easy. And it gets harder, and I think we'll find out why it gets harder right after this, actually. Ooh, got a big-ass hammer. So, I guess instead of wielding a frying pan, we're gonna wield a big-ass hammer. Nice. The last misshapen creature folds its bones and dies. Blue fluid darkened the dust. So calm, accepting death. Not natural at all. Natural, if you're suffering. I wouldn't have thought us three. I wouldn't have thought I alone could face what we... Yeah. Day drops, day rises, dusk is sweet, and the sunrise sweeter. It's not long before they clean the old tower up a bit. Would have thought there'd be more shiny things around. A tower. Oh, okay, like weird. A tower? Guess it's old. Someone's got to keep fighting. On our roads, our hills, our wild places. The threat will only grow. We all feel that. Let's not wait to be overrun. We're a company of heroes now. We'll walk the land. We'll fight people. Fight. There's a period there. Otherwise, it looked like it was. We'll fight. People need us. But we'll fight. People need us. We'll give ourselves a name and make sure it's one they'll sing. Sounds like you've thought about this. And we shall name our company Force of the Coppered Tower. Lions North. What? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. And the Watcher of the Dirk. Okay, I'm gonna go with Lions North because it doesn't make any sense. After that, the three of them are inseparable. Rumors are rampant. Heroes are needed. This world will be flooded in sorrows. But its defenders are joined by a fire that night. Here follows the tales of Lions North. Be remembered. So, like I said, the fights are gonna get harder through the calamities, which are basically a deck of cards that the enemies pull from when we fight that specific enemy. There are 5 kinds of enemies. There are Deepists, Droven, Gorgons, Morthagi, and Thrixel, which isn't part of this campaign, but we'll mostly fight Gorgons, because that's what we've seen so far, and the more cards they have, the stronger they are, and the harder kinds of monsters show up. And this timer is in 136 days. It will be there will be even more cards added to the deck. But we want to secure this site because you see the resources down here is something we get between chapters. So we want to secure stuff so we get some whatchamacallit, some resources. So we can craft stuff. But we can find an item because we're gonna go recruit, and that takes a while. And Mystics does this fastest, so she's gonna do that in... Oh, that's 70 days. Actually, pretty sure 70 days is longer. Let's see. You are gonna recruit. That takes 3, but it's gonna be like... It takes 3 days to start it, but then it's gonna take like another 30, so... I think we actually do the fast and just deal with not getting an item from it. And the hunter is gonna scout. Oops, there we go. Because basically different classes are better at different actions. So we're gonna randomize this a little bit, and we get someone that doesn't have a stupid name. And we get... No. We get Art. Art looks dumb, but he's fine. He looks like if Shaggy shaved his beard. You're back. I saw you leaving a while ago. I did, but it occurs to me that we'll need more help if we're going to have any kind of impact on the Gorgons. And Fostermood is right here, so... Are you interested? Me? Yeah? I'm just surprised. When you all marched off, I wasn't surprised. You're braver than me. I figured I wouldn't be anybody's first choice to bring along on a journey like that. Really? You'd be far better to have along than old Genenya or some such. If you don't want to, though... Well, no, I do. Wow, I didn't even need to work up the nerve to say that. Good for you. So you're in? I am. What sort of skills do I need the most? So, now we get to choose if we train him as a warrior, hunter, or mystic. And I like to get a hunter or mystic early because we do need to scout a lot, but we also need to secure sites, which mystics are better at. So let's go with a hunter. I like hunters. and now we recruit. Yeah, okay, so it is 70 days. Should just got the item. Oh well. She'll finish this and then she can go and help with foster mood recruitment because that will actually it will speed it up. So let's go and prepare recruit. We'll add Daedel. She'll go do that and he can keep scouting because we have to kill this, but we want to get our guys ready first, and scouting is pretty quick actually, so she can do that. Oh, and we're gonna have to build some bridges over here, which is gonna take a while. So, yeah. Okay, some more enemies, and they're almost done. So, we're just gonna go and gather with her. There we go. And we're not getting the, the skills that I like for the hunters. Because there's a bunch of skills that I think are really strong, but it's none of these. I guess... Activate dungeon next to attack. I mean, +1 speed is fine. I think we're just going for another crippling strike, maybe, or just let's try Thornfang and see if maybe we can make a little like melee combat focused hunter, or if that's just something we'll happen to use from time to time. So let's grab all of you and just assault this place. Here's the thought. Maybe Elmzod still isn't as dangerous as we believed. He fell into a hole. Huh? Where'd Art? Down here. Art's step has broken the hidden covering of a hunting pit, and he's fallen scuffing and scraping into the dark rocky hole. How far down are you? Oh, far enough. Is this where I'll die? I mean, I could have died just from the fall, couldn't I? I'm never leaving my house again. We're close to where those things were spotted. If this is a trap, might be risky to try to get him out. I mean, Daedel doesn't have a bad chance to just climb down and help him. So let's try that. 81% chance. It doesn't take Daedel and whatever. It doesn't take her long. She climbs nimbly down and helps Art back up to the top. And not a moment too soon. Art Johnlove are now rivals. We have a lot of rivals. Whoops. Okay, so everyone got a little bit bonus HP, and we're fighting 2 raccoons and a roe. That's fine. We're just gonna rush you up. There, we got one, and there's the other 2. Okay. You can't shoot from there, but we can hide her, which is fine. And let's interfuse something. See if we can reach with a splinter blast. Nope. Just out of range. That's fine. We are at least interfused, so we can go stand next to each other, which see this little icon means we are walling with each other, which gives us an extra armor. So you get a little bit extra defense if we stand next to each other. So we can make like a little chain here, so everyone is a little bit tankier. Aha! Missed me, bitch. Ow. There we go. So we can. Oh, this is gonna do much damage because yeah, we don't have any armor because they shredded our armor. That's unfortunate. Well, let's just go up to the raccoon because they are squishier and just smack him. Yeah. Nice. And you can go over there. No, wait. Did I just... I think I put myself in a bad position because now he's behind that and he's behind the wall. But hit anyway. Very good. No, that wasn't what I meant to do. But whatever. Let's interfuse. Throw some fire on the row. Because I like the fire. Does good damage, and if it doesn't kill, they still stand in fire, so they take some damage at the start of the next turn. And Art can shoot this fella. That was not a lot of damage. That's some weak ass shit. Oof. Johnlove is hurt, and he can't reach. So let's just grab the archers for now. And see if you can just shoot him to death. I guess not. How about you? Can you shoot him? Can you kill him? Hey! And he's stunted! Which is this game's equivalent of critical hit. And if you saw Janloff reacting to it, basically, if they're rivals and one of the rivals crit, the other rival has an increased chance to stunt because he wants to show that he's better than his rival. So that's one way of how the like rivalry system works. And okay, so we get a hunter armor, and I think we're gonna give it to Art because he is gonna be more in melee probably because we gave him a melee skill. Someday people will move back to Elmzod stills. The Gorgon slime will run off into the rivers and back to the sea. Children will find homes for spirits here. Young men will build barns alongside their sweethearts. Old men will trade in iron and salt. And at the end, the oldest will die peacefully in their beds, the way it should be. You seem quite keen on it all, thinking of staying? It's too late for me, I don't remember why exactly, but I joined the fight and can't quit yet. The best we can do is keep moving and hope we leave peace in our wake. Yeah, so now the rows will be stronger. And there's a card that's drawn every time we fight them as well, so this deck is gonna be quite big at the end. And Janloff is now very hurt, so we're gonna send one of these to scout. The other ones can secure and grab an item, because Janloff needs to heal, and this is just gonna take 35 days, so that's fine. And you see there's another meter here. Oh, Janloff has an opportunity. Sable never told anyone. In fact, she often wondered whether it had truly happened at all. A death curse had been laid on her head as a girl, the words of some weird witch whose wrath had been stirred. A vulture voice shrieked in Sable's sleep, visiting often on the nights of shadowed moon. Many years went by. As falls piled up, Sable began to feel a clutching hand at her heart. And as she confided in someone, she chose a friend, a man with whom she fought battles and beaten dire odds. Cottage is just up this way. Don't hesitate to say anything if you're worn down. I don't think it's hitting me that way yet. They traveled to the whispered home of an exile, an old mystic reputed to have studied curses and their counters. Do I wonder? Well, there's a reason exiles got exiled, right? There's some reason. Exiles are often just people who made too much sense too publicly. That's this lady. What's this lady called? It's Draniel. What's the name I heard? Draniel Athenburn. Trees? Is it the wakeful trees again? All mumbling and moth-peppered. From the far side of the cottage, her creaky voice bleats. Is it trees or the breeze between them? Or the hair of the proud owl muttering to mock my ears in this most markless night? Whatever you be, lostlings or doggins, or even man-o'-bones, if you creep hankering my cottage door, be warned I'm no morsel for tooth nor treasure for a... It's none of those things, it's just us. Which ones are us? Then her lantern light finds their faces. Oh! And laugh spills from her, a burly, wet and warm laugh. Oh-ho! Is it two couth travelers? Ahoo, ahoo! Come inside, it's late, but my stove's going. There's pig's feet pickled 9 years, chicken I'll chap and simmer. Okay. They'll tell this exiled mystic about Sable's curse as chicken cooks in a bluish bath. Blue? Curses, hexes are really extensions of nature, agents of a wild will, like beasts, like fire, eating, breathing and destroying. Once curse is spun into motion, it follows the course of chaos. The trick then is to trap it, to lure it out of the life it circles and bind it with new bonds. Sure, I know how to do this, but the cost is always steep. That's unsurprising. What'll it take? If you're set on it, then there's something you must go. There's somewhere you must go, and you may not well enjoy it. What you find there, but are to retrieve something. A stone that was buried in a cave well hidden. There are few objects of powers in this world fit to be a home, a prison for a curse. The Dwemerald stone, green and bright. Hope that I'm the only one who knows its location. They leave on a quest of curse breaking as dawn crests the hilltops. Something about the way it feels off. I'll find another answer. Let's go on a quest. So we have to bring 3 people, and he's kind of healed up, that's fine. And he is scouting though. So, although actually we want one of each. The other hunter gets to do some scouting. And why are you going over there? The quest is over there. Okay, so as you can see, there is some like corruption, basically. It's an infestation. And in 232 days, this will pack up and attack like villages, like Elmsod Stills once we claim it. And this also spreads and make monsters more powerful. But he will keep doing this until they're done with this, I guess. Where Danielle inked their map, an unremarkable tunnel mouth opens. I'm not set on going through with this. I don't even know what's really down there. Don't feel guilty. I practically had to drag you here, didn't I? Water rubbed this cave into the soft parts of the planet. There's a good cool air and strange ancient smell. I wonder if you feel it. Being cursed, I wonder if it's something that the body feels. Shouldn't you be who knows? No, I mean, I wonder if when it's gone, I'll realize how affected my life's been. Is this something that needs resolving? You think there might be unforeseen consequences? Oh, never mind. Keep moving. Down through the dimming narrows of the cave, they stoop until Janlof pulls up, half-broken wall here, made by people. There they squeezed sidelong between decaying stonework. There's no door, meaning it wasn't meant to be opened. Maybe it belonged to dead bandits, is my guess. They sealed up their hoard, never returned. Couldn't return. Ambient light seeps from the mineral veins in the next chamber. How old is it though? This mortar comes away like cake paste. Oh, neat. A stone lady. Well, it's not anyone's trove. She said it was buried. I didn't think she meant buried. It reads, Everlasting rest now cradles our bright hero, Arya Anistalas, who tore our world from the talons of hungry evil, and gave her life to free us from the tyranny. So this jewel we're meant to find, it has to be down there with her bones. Let's not do this, Janlof. We can dig careful. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The pair of them dig the hard earth at the statue's feet. The cave clouds their foreheads steam, and they don't speak. Chop and scuff off shovels, echoes, grunts, and heavy breaths. Deeper and deeper, the hole widening, the soil rich smelling, smoky and sharp. And then, cricket. Crash. Whoops. In the earth where they dug, a green jewel netted and stung, not like anyone's treasure, but like a tool to drape from the belt. It's kind of a shame it was ever covered up. I mean, hopefully we get to keep it. Look inside upon that feathered light soaring and unsteady, glancing like sun on swords, over hills forgotten, fates forgone. Why is he speaking like that? You got some poetry in you suddenly? I don't remember where it's even from. They exit the way they came in, leaving only dust and defaced monuments. But see, yeah, the only thing is, Janlof, What do you figure this means? Oh, this? What does this mean, you're asking? With soundless shout, the ghost streams forward. Oh, and we're gonna have to fight a ghost. So, yeah, you can see we get a little extra line here as well. So we get a hint that we can actually shoot from there. And if we can hit, we can hobble her and make her not come into range right away. Oh, nice. Got a stunt even. Some extra damage. Oh, well, doesn't seem to have done much extra damage, but that's okay. Oh, and we also get a little preview of what we can interfuse with when we walk with the Mystic. And we're gonna want to go with this one because we do have that that skill that gives us better what you call it? Better spells with plants. So we're gonna interfuse with that. And alright, we can't do Vine Range because it's not, the range isn't long enough. Okay, so we use Wild Grasp, see if we can pin her. Yes, nice. So we pull her there and she is pinned. So I guess we can just move over there for now. And Guardian, she shouldn't be able to move, which she isn't. So we can just try to Vine Wrench this time. It does more damage and it is also pinning. So it's basically an upgrade. Wait, what? Grab. Oh, right, drag. So we can just pull her away, but do like that. Hey, pinned. Some extra damage. Good. And he can just stay there. And the ranged guys can handle this. Very nice. Hobbled. So she still can't move. She's not having a good time. And she still shouldn't be able to get to us. Maybe get up to us and but not attack because she's hobbled, which slows her down. Oh, and she's dead. Another stunt. We are killing it. Very nice. Hey, we finished the little quest. The spirit turns to smoke and then nothing. Janloff and Sable don't pause long. They embark again for the cottage of the exile. Despite favorable weather, their campfires are louder than their conversations. The capture is good, yeah. The familiar smell of the wild fennel and black bell tell them they've returned. The trees are birdless by day as they were by the evening. See, we're at the end. Are we? I wish I had a better feeling about it. For some reason I just want assurance that handing this stone over is not dumb, but I doubt we'll get any, huh? So quick. So quick indeed, as if you flew here on fire's wings of fire. I was just standing back there. How comforting. Found the old stone, Draniel, where you said it would be. In a tomb is where it was, not a treasury. No, I'm so sorry. I was sure it was just an ill-famed spot, but you retrieved it anyway? Huh, you must be so brave and so desperate and so stupid. Yeah, well, I'm also wondering, after touching it, is this stone, is it a stone? It seems more like more special than that. One of a kind even. A work of art or something. You need wakeful things to keep a curse in. Ancient things from an age when the world was less still. They weren't born in the earth. They were crafted. Elden mystics and the gods of the deep and glade are who made the Dwemerald, the Malishare, the Meldstone and the Moonwellen. Should we understand all that, Sable? You learned this all somewhere? It's when I was young, I lusted for these stones. They were the only thing it seemed that could be kept from me. Kept from you? Well, no, I only mean I'm a hermit scholar, you see. Of course I would want them for study, but clearly they're quite rare. Yes, only for study. The cottage air seems somehow colder than the outside, as cold as night you came here first. Anyway, exile has taught me the peril in petty wants. I no longer wish to hold one. I wish for nothing to be held, nor any bird to be caged. All our articles appears unmoved. Even the dust has kept its place. It's as if this woman was simply sitting, waiting for their return. You know what I mean, Sable? Your life is held bondage by a curse you never earned. Now that I think on it, that should precede lunch. I must honor the urgency that moved you. Putting it off would be pointless, I guess. second thought at all? That'd be a mess if I stopped you. After all, I kinda made you do it. I feel like this might not be a great idea. I'll bring the stone out now. Indeed, Draniel livens a crowd of candles. Holding it again, Sable can't help but be unnerved by the light inside the Dwemerald. Yes, it looks just the same. Glowing lowly, pulsing with the suggestion of sound, she feels as though her bones beating the thrum of vast wings. Draniel tugs it from Sable's half-offered hand. That we attempt today is not a dangerous thing. You may watch Jandalf backdraft, but don't interfere. Casting a curse is easier than removing one. The larger share of the risk is mine, if that comforts you. Now I must fuse with the jewel, and with you, Sable. My power is ungreat, but I believe it should suffice. Allow me to reach out to you. A fog bank hangs in front of Sable's future, and she's being asked to leap past it. But this is why they came to the house of an exile, Draniel Athenburn, someone who has less plumbed places no one else goes. The light will change, and it does. The window stays open, but day is doused with the cottage walls. Draniel's face goes blank. You're a hunter at heart. You see paths where others see borders. Mental geography is akin to physical... Ah, good. I'm opening up, right? You're better at it than you think. You're doing enough. Interfusion is achieved. First drawn as inky lines between them, then colors seeping in. A joining wall filled the formed with nothing but mulling forces of their minds. Sable and the woman Draniel are connected. Next stone is sought and bound to them. In the cottage of Janlov, there's only silence, the ghost of light, and the expression on these faces in front of him. But to Sable, there appears to be the nauseating spectre of a thing even books forgot, something that has been trapped inside the stone since charred times. She wants to withdraw somehow, or shout, but finds even the notion of brushed away, as if Draniel's hands, suddenly long, seemingly hands and sharp of nail. Sable, this doesn't look... A shadow presence exits her body. Sable can feel it, leaving her heart clear. There's a smell of fresh blood. For a moment pain contorts Draniel's face, and wild colors swirl under her skin. But the shadow goes quickly into the jewel, takes the place of whatever was once there contained. Sable? Stop, are you saying... Hey, stop, Draniel! Oh yeah, of course, we're finished. It all ends suddenly, the dark and quiet. Janlov manages to catch a slumping back Sable. Phew, gotcha. I'm really myself again? Oh, and my prison. She lets the jewel tumble, crushes it with one swift, happy stomp. Shatters like Wormbecker's precious little eggs. Sable regains her feet. You're But what happened? The house explodes. Draniel stands tall as wreckage rains. Ah, delicious morons, flagrant fools. Remember this moment. Savor it. Draniel, what did you just do? Oh, how the growly woman growls. The tragic, taut-eyed, trickable thing. It's wonderful news. You need no more call me Draniel Athenburn. I will never need to wear so coarse a name again. Call me Volta, for I am she. I am Vulture Queen herself. My power come home at last. Oh, but you were so easily fooled. I might even believe you had desired this. Does the spirit of my servant reside in you? No, for I would have certainly felt it. I'd say, when you were young. Yours is the voice? But how pleasing that you will finally understand. How many times on a night of no moon had Sable woken with a murmur in her ear, the whispering of an absent woman's lips. The whisper would rise in pitch as it went away, receding as if on wings. Yours is the voice I've heard all my life. Yes, I am your curse mother, and how special you are to me, child. Absurd little rabbit who fulfilled all my dreams. Sable? If you think your talents can tickle me, think again. But you worked hard on my behalf. I'd rather reward you than rip your veins up. So in that spirit, they struggle towards her, faltering under the house rubble. But like a feather in smoke, the woman vanishes. In a barren taproom later along the road home, at least the curse seems gone. It does. Seems like it would be gone. So I'm sure we'll find a way to undo whatever we did, right? Time and its mountains tend to pull meetings paths apart, down distances that nevermore may cross. Gandalf and Sable won't lay eyes on the vulture-voiced woman again. Not in this story. Hey, and we get a little level up. So Tinker is kind of nice. We can buff ourselves or one of our party members who needs some armor for 2 turns. Heroism. Wait, once per combat, Gandalf gains 1 action point and attack. Okay, so once we can do an extra attack. That's meh. I guess we go Tinker. That's fine. And yeah, I think we're gonna end this video here because that's a pretty good story to end it on. There's loads of these like side stories, and of course they vary in interest because one, they might just be one of your guys fall down a hole and you pick him up, or like that one. It's just that one. I know there's some that apparently in the future will branch out to a whole new campaign that will be released soon, because I did play one of those and it said like this will unlock this campaign in the future when it's released. So there are stuff that's gonna be released and more stories, and there's a lot of interesting stories. But like I said, we're gonna end the episode here. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, consider leaving a comment and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.